Pues muy buenas tardes, estamos dando esto por la tarde. Estamos con Micky Skeel del Dansk Melodi Grand Prix. Hola.
Hello, Micky.
Hi.
How are you? First of all.
I'm very good, thank you. I'm busy doing a lot of talking and singing and choreography, everything.
Choreography.
Choreography.
That's a clue.
Interesting.
That's a
We
clue.
just had rehearsals yesterday, so gotta be at the specific points when the camera is pointing that way and that way, and yeah.
First of all, my question is how your song Glans Billede, Picture
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect in Danish,
exactly.
has been released last Thursday
Yeah.
with all the other songs. How was the feedback in Denmark?
It's been really good so far, but it's kind of weird because as a musician you usually like share your own song, of course, but because of restrictions you can't share your own song. It's kind of like weird. I don't know, some rules they have, so it's very different from like when I usually release a
Yeah.
song. So in my case, I actually think like fewer people have heard it than my usual fan base because I cannot post a direct link to the song. So it's
Yeah.
kind of weird, but so far it's I mean, feedback has been good, and obviously from the magazines and blogs that are international, they obviously struggle a little bit with with understanding, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
How
And
was
wait. Yeah. Go on.
the build up for make the song? And how was the situation that you get selected for the DMGP?
Yeah, I'm at label, I'm at Warner Music, and I was basically called into a meeting, and we discussed this opportunity, and they asked me if I had any songs for the competition, and I was like, no, I don't have I don't think I have anything, and they were like, well, if you do come up with something, we think there's a pretty good chance for you to get a spot. And that's pretty much how I wrote Glansville, because I felt like if I was to enter a competition like this, I want the theme of the song to be something other than just a love song. I wanted it to be a song about like embracing who we are and what I feel like Eurovision stands for, pretty much. Yeah.
Mhm.
And why did
So
you decide? Yeah. Why did you decide that 2023 was the year of presenting your song and yourself in the competition?
Yeah, it happened really fast. It happened like right before closing time. So it was basically just like a snap decision. Like if you want to do this, it has to be like now. And obviously I spoke with my wife and my team, and we were like, all right, let's go all in. Let's do this. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
and why you decide to sing in Danish?
Because I made an album in English a couple of years ago, but since then I've been writing in Danish because I feel like when you're singing in your native language, it makes things a little more personal, and I write like really personal stuff. I've written about like my parents' divorce when I was a child. I've written about like my brother going through some tough things in life. So I just feel like it connected way more with the Danish people. And because I am an artist who is already like doing my thing, so to speak, I just feel like it would be more natural for me to do the song in Danish as well, because it's also a window for me to show what I'm able to do. Obviously, if I was to be so lucky to win the whole thing, I would. It's going to be I mean, it already is translated to English. So if I was to enter the Eurovision, it would be in English.
Cool.
But you are not maybe considering not giving it the completely English version, but to keep some parts in Danish in order to keep like original.
No, I think the topic would stay the same. The song is actually called "Picture Perfect," which is kind of like the literal translation of how we consider glansbillede. So no, I feel at home in singing in English as well. And as I said, I made a whole album. I think it would be I think it would be too much of a gimmick for me to do some of it in Danish and some of it in English. And I feel like I feel like as like the how the song is built up and the theme around the song, it would be more authentic to do the whole thing in English for sure.
Mhm.
You gave us a clue about choreography. Any clue that you can give us about the staging for the final for the DMGP?
Yeah, I mean everything hasn't been planned out yet, but
No.
the whole song is about burning the illusion of the perfect life and of
Mhm.
your being self being perfect. So I'm really hoping for a lot of fire on the stage. We'll see if how much fire I'm gonna get, but definitely there's definitely gonna be some things burning. But I think that's all I can say for now. Yeah.
Nice. We like that. We
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, I have
Um,
the fire is almost in the title, so like to bring fire on the stage for this seems like the perfect thing.
That's good.
uh,
The-
Denmark has participated in Eurovision since 1957. Denmark gave us a lot of iconic songs on Eurovision.
Yeah.
What is your Danish favorite Eurovision song and why?
Um, I feel like it's probably I feel like maybe everyone gave this answer, but I think Brødrene Olsen for me, with
Awesome.
"Fly in the Wings of Love."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
also remember actually Jakob Sveistrup. I can't even remember what the English title was, but I feel like definitely Brødrene Olsen also because they did it the way hopefully I want to do it. Start in Danish and turn it into an English song. Go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah.
so so yeah, definitely that one stands out for me. I mean, we've had before my when I was like even a little kid, and even before I was born, it was more like Tommy Sebak and stuff like that. But that's not really in my
Yeah.
living time. So I think Brødrene Olsen and yeah, that has to be it.
It's
It's
curious.
iconic. It's still iconic in Denmark. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's curious
Yes.
yeah.
because everyone says the same song and nobody is saying only teardrops by Emily the
No,
Forest.
I
Also,
mean, but that's the yeah, yeah, I know, but it's I think it's because with all due respect to Emily, she's not on top of people's minds anymore because she hasn't have a lot of big songs in Denmark. It's not to take her down, but it's just reality. Like she hasn't had
Yes.
that many big songs
yeah,
after that. But uh and Brødrene Olsen is just like it's so Danish. Like
yeah,
it's the like it's so it's in our bones. You know, it's like,
And
kind of like grew up with it.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember that Olsen brothers were
Oh, sorry, yeah,
a bit
Olsen brothers.
Olsen brothers were a bit famous before winning the DMGP and even winning Eurovision. So maybe
Definitely, and but I think the funny thing with the Olsen brothers is they were kind of like how do you say it? It wasn't for the young generation the music, you know what I mean? But
yes.
it kind of changed everything, that appearance, because then
Hmm.
like all the kids and it like from 0 to 100 years could sing that song. And when you talk about like Emilia de Forest, I mean everyone knew only Teardrops, but I don't think it wasn't like a trend, you know what I mean? It was a good
Yes.
song. And it obviously it swept the table, and I mean, I know all the people that were involved and everything, so I like all the kudos to them. But Brødrene Olsen was just like it was just iconic, and it was like winning the championship with your national football team. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
everyone was just
Yeah.
like that was kind of like the feeling.
But for example, here, "Fly on the Wings of Love" has
Yeah.
became famous in uh, Omar know the style, the music style,
Yes.
because they did a remix in what style, Omar?
Here in Spain we call it máquina, but it's kind of happy hardcore for international fans. So in Spain, kept Bison because the DJs were made a big remix in 2002. I remember 2 years later, the winner of
2 years
Eurovision.
after the win, yeah.
Exactly.
And the people know that
Yeah, but
song, think that song is from that DJs and not from the Olsen brothers.
Exactly.
yeah. But I mean, that's how a lot of like huge. I mean, we have "I'm Blue" now that David Guetta has
Yeah.
the Rixon made a remix of, and I mean, the young kids think that's a new song, right? Yeah, it's like that.
Right.
Yeah, and talking about Emily, about Olsen Brothers, and all the representatives, any representative from previous year has or give you any advice in order to compete this year in the Dance Melody Grand Prix?
No, not really. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the bands don't even exist anymore. You know, we've had a lot of bands that are just like dissolved after they didn't
Oh.
make it all the way through. So no, not really actually. And I mean, none of the no. Short answer, no.
No, so no.
So no.
I'm really scared for Ready right now, based on this song.
I, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard from them in a while. I don't know.
So,
And okay,
But I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
following a bit of that question, maybe not from the Asian participants, but how is the feedback for with your mates of this year if you're talking with them? Your competitors
did you
with
get
you in
along
the.
or something? Your the other competitors in the national
Mhm.
final this year, like, did you get along well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like a lot of them are like newcomers. I've been in the business for quite some time. I feel like the older brother. Like, and I'm also. I mean, I'm only 34, but I'm the oldest of the whole field.
My,
So I
we
was
had we
definitely
have
not.
we had an interview before
Yeah.
with Maria Lever that feels exactly the same as you because he's
Yeah, yeah,
one of
yeah.
the
Yeah.
but
No,
because
but so yeah,
yes.
I think for me it's just it's not about I mean obviously it's a competition, but I just focus on my I mean that's why I did the song in Danish as well. I might have had a better chance if I was like cynical to do it in English. But for me this is to show people who I am. And if they like it and vote for me, that's great. And if they don't, I'm gonna get to them. No, then that's fine. I mean, I just want to show people what I can do and what I'm capable of. And yeah, as I said, I feel like a lot of the even though not all of the contestants are young, it's still pretty new to them, this kind of attention and stuff like that. Obviously it's a big thing for me as well. Like I haven't done a lot of international interviews because it's in Danish. But yeah, it's just, I feel like the older brother trying to give advice maybe, but we've only seen each other a couple times, so yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Unai?
Yeah, I want to ask you a little bit different question. If you have
Yeah.
to choose one color for your song of this year, what color would it be?
If your song was a
Color,
color.
Yeah, if your song was a
yeah,
color.
it would be either orange or burning red. I would say dark orange. Can that be a color? Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think that we might have said orange. You're the first
No?
one, I think.
No.
Awesome.
And if your song has to be in a movie or TV series soundtrack, what series or movie would it be and why?
Oh, that was a tougher one. Um, it would probably actually just be like I don't know if you know Danish movies, but Danish movies are a lot about like everyday life situations. So it
Mm-hmm.
probably fit pretty good for one of those, because I feel like my song is just talking to like everyday people like myself. This is basically also me. I'm not living a star life. I might be doing some shoots and doing a music video, but that doesn't mean that I bathe in golden glitter and champagne every night. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I have a wife and a kid, and I have normal problems. We have gas prices going up, electrical bills, whatever. So
Mhm.
I think it would be like an everyday movie about everyday problems, pretty much.
And
That's
we
good.
talk
That's
about
interesting.
the Danish Eurovision songs. Besides Denmark, what other Eurovision songs do you remember or are your favorites? Or you
I
are
feel like
or
now you can hear that I'm really talking up the Nordics, but obviously Sweden is very close to us, and we've always been
Hmm.
very envious of Swedish pop music in Denmark. So
Yeah.
I had the chance to write a song for Måns Zelmerlöw when
oh
Oh.
after he won the competition. So obviously it was the second single, the Should Have Gone Home single, if you remember that one.
I
yes, yes,
remember.
Uh,
yes.
I remember.
yeah, I was the writer on that song.
Oh my
Hmm.
god,
Yeah, so
a very
obviously,
that was a very good song.
thank you very much. No, so that was that I really, like, I sat there like really anxious because I wanted him to win so bad, because I knew that his next single was going to be was going to be the one that we wrote for him. So obviously his performance, and it was also just great with the screen and everything.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely his performance, and also I have to say, um when Loreen won,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I felt like she took it to a new level at that time. It's not like I've seen every Eurovision show ever 100 times, so I can't remember everything. I just remember the feeling of seeing her and being like, okay, nobody can compete with this year.
Yeah.
That's
And
how I
2012
felt.
was a strong year, but Lorin was in another galaxy.
Yeah, and she was kind of she brought, I feel like, the artistry to the competition
Hmm.
without being goofy or being I don't know if you can say the word too much, but it felt like she
Yes.
didn't try to be everything else. She was just like kind of mysterious kind of thing,
Hmm.
and the song was just like,
Well, well, Loreen is trying to represent Norway.
Norway.
Sweden this year. No, 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 not for Norway. Sorry, my fault. We were talking with Norwegians for 3 weeks. That's my
yeah,
fault.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but Norway
It's all
is
good.
trying to represent Sweden, so maybe you can meet in Liverpool.
Exactly. That would be amazing.
So,
So, any question to you?
any more questions, Unai?
Yeah, I want to ask you before you have said that you are not like bathing in champagne and gold and things like that, and you have normal problems. So I want to ask you what a question that is that what's a normal day in your life apart from being a singer? What do you do in your normal life?
I live right now. I'm in my studio. Maybe you can
Hmm.
see. And I live in like an old. It's not an old house. It's a new house, but it's like an old. What do you call it? Like a
Reformed.
demolished farm, or you
Okay.
like
Oh,
it used to be like a farm with animals, and we just switched it up and
Oh,
made it into so we have a
Interesting.
huge garden and a little bit of woods and stuff like that. But yeah, basically my way to work is like 10 meters, so I go from the house until my studio. And so pretty much a normal day for me, if we take out all the photo shoots and interviews and stuff like that, I get up in the morning, I work out, I take my son to the kindergarten. I go home, I sit pretty much right where I'm sitting now, pick up my son at 4 o'clock, wait for my wife to get home, eat, go to bed.
Oh,
nice day.
it's a nice
Yeah,
day.
and I love it.
a normal day,
It's funny because
a
yeah,
normal Danish man. So
Yeah.
I mean, I started my career when I was 20, and when I was 20 years old, I made dance music, and I traveled around Denmark, visiting every nightclub you could possibly think of. So I feel like I've I did that earlier, that whole thing early in my life. I found out that happiness wasn't in one of those clubs, you know. So yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like I've been there, done that. Obviously, I can go out and have a good time, but I have a 2.5 year old son, and I don't know, that life gets to me, and yeah,
Hmm.
that's how it is right now.
A last question from myself. Besides all that could happen in the DNGP, musically speaking, what will be the your next steps, your next plans, new songs, any touring?
Yeah, I mean, this basically comes in a perfect time for me because I've been doing, as I told you, a lot of personal songs, and now I
Hmm.
want to open up a bit more, make some more up tempo stuff and like that. So for me, so for this competition to come in right now is basically just like me promoting my new single and kind of like a new
Hmm.
sound that I'm developing. So I already have the next two singles planned out, going on a small tour in April. So yeah, it somehow, maybe that's also why it makes sense. But you know, it's not like I had to change anything of my strategy with my label to be in the Eurovision, because it fitted just like perfectly. So I was like, yeah, let's make the most of it.
And
Uh,
I noticed that you say that you went to all the nightclubs in Nevada. I'm a DJ, so I
Yeah.
have a lot of quirky stuff about clubs. So I want to ask you if you have any I don't know how to put in this, any moment, any funny moment, any trolling moment when you go to a nightclub, or in the bar is really chill.
an anecdote, you mean?
An anecdote. I don't know if anecdote is a word.
Yeah, I mean, I have I have 1,000. I don't know if anyone in particular, but I definitely remember, because when we started out, nobody knew who we was, and we didn't have a hit. I started in a dance group, so we started out playing just everyday nightclubs and normal nightclubs, and nobody came to see us. You know, it was just people who were there that night, and we performed for 20 minutes with songs nobody knew. So it was just like, it was really tough at first, and then
Mhm.
after a year we released our first the hit, if you want to call it that. And it was like it was when YouTube was you only put your music up on YouTube. Like, we didn't use Instagram and Facebook and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yes.
And we put up
Yes.
our music video for our next song, and it just took off. Like, it completely like blew up. And then 2 days after, we went out again to play at a nightclub, and the club was packed. And as soon as we started playing our new song, which was only released like 3 days before, everyone just knew the lyrics. So me and I remember so clearly, like, me and my, because we were doing like pretty well, but me and
Mhm.
the DJ just like, we just connected, and we were like, all right, this is how it feels to have a hit, you know. So I specifically remember that, like, that was like, we thought we were doing okay, but now we got the taste of like having this nationwide smash kind of thing. Yeah,
Nice.
and that's where the whole thing changed for us as a group. And then we played like for, yeah, then people actually came to see us, that was good.
My
Yeah.
last question is, besides your song, what's the other song you think that can win the Danish pass for Liverpool?
None. No.
Oh,
um you mean who's gonna win the Danish, or who's gonna perform better in
no,
the
who's
Who's
gonna
gonna
Eurovision?
who's
win
Who you
apart
who's
from
gonna
you?
win? Who do you think
Besides
is
you.
gonna win besides you?
who you wants to see
um
winning?
Or who you want to win besides you?
yeah, I think it's hard. I think I think if I have to, I don't know. It's kind of, I'm biased, so it's kind of, I would probably pick the winner right away if I wasn't in the competition. But now I'm here. It's like everything is blurred, So, but I would say I think Søren has a funny song
Mhm.
because it's very Danish, kind of like old Danish music, and it
Mhm.
could be one of those things that people either like really just love that nostalgia, or it could fall through. And I feel like that with yeah, some of the songs this year, there are the I feel like maybe the girls and Maya and Riley have more
Mhm.
like more safe songs, or whatever you want to call it. Like they're pretty much I think down the mainstream road, what pretty like a lot of people would like. But
Mhm.
it's always fun to see, obviously, the show. But I think Starn would be fun as well, because it's so it could be like also the Brønåsen, right? Like a different kind of genre, or something that people instead of like more mainstream pop, or yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. But I have one question. Have you put the songs from the competition to your song, or have you decided not to put him the different music videos, or yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We've heard all of the songs together. Yeah. And
Oh,
actually it's a problem, because he thinks that my next single is better than the one in the competition.
oh.
But yeah. But my next single is called Idiot, and I thought maybe that's not a good song title for a Eurovision song. I don't know.
Well, you'll never know.
No, exactly.
So,
You never know. But I definitely felt like the theme for Glansspillet fitted the Eurovision more. Yeah.
so Mickey, thank you so much for being with us. And before we close this interview, we wanna ask you to say something to the people who's gonna watch this interview. So this is your moment.
I just want to say I hope that you're gonna watch the show, and I hope that my appearance doesn't disappoint, and I hope that I could be the Joker, and make and I also hope that you follow along for the English version. Of course, I got to say that to all the international Eurovision fans out there, because it's maybe it's even better. I don't know, actually, but yeah, yeah. So enjoy. Hopefully, just like enjoy the show.
We will try to see you because your national final is in the same day that another six national finals. We are crazy time with six windows watching
Oh yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
countries.
There are
Seven, seven,
seven
seven,
that day.
So,
seven
You have
windows.
to
another
watch
seven.
the replay.
They,
But
they they are seven, and also the first semifinal of Sweden, and
no, the
No, the
Yeah,
second,
something
the
in
second
second,
semi-final of
Lithuania.
the
Sweden.
second
Second.
The second
yeah,
one,
because
yeah, and something in Lithuania.
will
but
be a crazy Saturday.
Denmark is easy for you, because it's only 8 contestants, and it's one night. It's a
That's
lot.
a fair point. That's a
Yeah.
fair point.
So I'm gonna switch to Spanish to close this interview. So pues aquí ha estado Micky Skeel, participante del
Thank you
Dansk
for
Melodi
having
Grand
me.
Prix 2023. Así que, bueno, muchas gracias y hasta la próxima entrevista. Chao.
Ciao, ciao.
¿Recuerdas?